The moving truck rumbled away, leaving Mia and her family standing in front of their new home. The house was a sprawling, century-old Victorian with peeling paint, ivy crawling up its walls, and a creaky wooden porch that groaned under their feet. It was the kind of house that whispered secrets, the kind that made Mia's skin prickle with both excitement and unease. "It's got character," her dad said, grinning as he unlocked the front door. "Just needs a little love." Mia wasn't so sure. At 17, she was used to moving. Her dad's job as a historian meant they were always chasing some new project, but this place felt different. It wasn't just old. It felt alive, as if the walls were watching her. The first few days were a blur of unpacking and settling in. Mia's room was on the second floor, with a window that overlooked the overgrown backyard. She spent most of her time there, avoiding the chaos of her parents arguing over where to put the couch and her little brother, Jake, running around like a wild animal. It wasn't until the third night that Mia decided to explore the attic. The attic was a dusty, shadowy space filled with forgotten relics. Broken furniture, stacks of yellowed newspapers, and an old trunk with rusted hinges. Mia's flashlight flickered as she sifted through the clutter, her curiosity growing with every step. That's when she noticed it, a loose floorboard near the far wall. She knelt down, prying it up with her fingers. Beneath it was a small leather-bound diary, its cover worn and cracked with age. Mia's heart raced as she opened it, the pages brittle and yellowed. The name on the first page made her breath catch. Elena Carter, 1923. Mia sat cross-legged on the floor, flipping through the diary. The entries were written in a delicate, looping script, detailing the life of a girl who had lived in this very house a century ago. Elena wrote about her family, her dreams of becoming a writer, and her love for the town's annual harvest festival. But as Mia read on, the tone grew darker. Elena wrote about strange noises in the house, whispers in the walls, footsteps in the attic, and a cold draft that seemed to come from nowhere. She described a feeling of being watched, of something lurking in the shadows. The final entries were frantic, almost illegible. Asterisk, it's here. It's in the house. I don't know how much longer I can. Asterisk, the sentence ended abruptly, as if Elena had been interrupted. Mia's hands trembled as she turned to the last page. Her blood ran cold. The final entry was dated tomorrow, and it was about her. October 14th, 2023, Dear Mia. Asterisk, if you're reading this, it means you found my diary. I don't have much time to explain, but you need to listen carefully. The house isn't what it seems. There's something here, something that's been waiting for you. Asterisk, asterisk, don't open the basement door. No matter what you hear, no matter what you see, don't open it. If you do, you won't make it past midnight. Asterisk, asterisk, please, Mia. Trust me. I've seen what happens. Asterisk. Elena. Mia stared at the page, her mind racing. How was this possible? How could a diary from 1923 predict her name, her presence in the house, and a warning about the basement? She felt a chill crawl up her spine, the attic suddenly feeling too small, too dark. She slammed the diary shut and hurried downstairs, her heart pounding. Her parents were in the kitchen, arguing over dinner plans, and Jake was sprawled on the couch, glued to his tablet. Mia tried to shake off the unease, telling herself it was just a prank, a coincidence. But deep down, she knew better. That night, she couldn't sleep. The house creaked and groaned, the wind rattling the windows like bony fingers. Every sound made her jump, her mind replaying Elena's warning over and over. Don't open the basement door. The next day passed in a blur. Mia tried to distract herself with unpacking, but her thoughts kept drifting back to the diary. By evening, she couldn't take it anymore. She had to know what was in the basement. She waited until her family was asleep, then crept downstairs with her flashlight. The basement door was at the end of the hallway, its handle rusted and cold. Mia hesitated, her hand hovering over the knob. Don't open it, but she had to. She had to know. The door creaked open, revealing a steep staircase leading into darkness. Mia's flashlight flickered as she descended, the air growing colder with every step. The basement was damp and musty, filled with cobwebs and forgotten boxes. And then she saw it. In the far corner was a small wooden door, its surface covered in strange symbols. Mia's breath hitched as she approached it, her flashlight trembling in her hand. The symbols seemed to pulse faintly, as if alive. Don't open it, but she did. The moment the door opened, the air around her shifted. A cold wind rushed past, extinguishing her flashlight and plunging her into darkness. Mia stumbled back, her heart pounding as she fumbled for the light switch. When the lights flickered on, she froze. The basement was gone. She was standing in a dimly lit hallway, the walls lined with faded photographs of people she didn't recognize. At the end of the hallway was a mirror, its surface cracked and fogged. Mia approached it cautiously, her reflection warped and distorted. And then she saw her. Elena, the girl from the diary, stood behind her in the mirror, her face pale and her eyes wide with fear. She looked just like Mia, as if they were sisters or the same person. "You shouldn't have opened the door," Elena whispered, her voice echoing in the stillness. Asterisk, now it's too late. Asterisk, Mia spun around. But Elena was gone. The hallway began to dissolve around her, the walls crumbling into darkness. She felt herself falling, the world spinning out of control. When she opened her eyes, she was back in the basement. The door was closed, the symbols faded. But something was different. The air was heavier, the shadows deeper. And she wasn't alone. In the corner of the room stood a figure, its form shifting and indistinct. It was watching her, its presence suffocating. Mia backed away, her heart pounding as the figure began to move toward her. "You shouldn't have opened the door," it whispered, its voice a chilling blend of Elena's and her own. Mia turned and ran, her screams echoing through the house as she stumbled up the stairs. She slammed the basement door shut, her hands trembling as she locked it. But she knew it wasn't enough. Whatever was in the basement, it was free. The next morning, Mia found the diary again. The final entry had changed. October 15th, 2023, Dear Mia. Asterisk, I'm sorry. I tried to warn you, but it's too late now. It's here, and it won't stop until it has you asterisk, asterisk, but there's still hope. Find the locket. It's hidden in the attic, beneath the floorboard where you found my diary. It's the only thing that can stop it, asterisk, asterisk, please, Mia. Don't let it win, asterisk, Elena. Mia's hand shook as she read the words. She didn't know what the locket was or how it could help, but she had to try. She raced to the attic, her heart pounding as she pried up the floorboard. There, nestled in the dust, was a small, silver locket. She opened it, finding a faded photograph of Elena inside. The moment she touched it, a surge of warmth spread through her, pushing back the cold fear that had gripped her since she found the diary. That night, as the clock struck midnight, the house fell silent. The shadows retreated, the whispers faded, and the figure in the basement disappeared. Mia didn't know if it was gone for good, but for now, she was safe. She sat on her bed, clutching the locket, and whispered a silent thank you to Elena. The girl from the past had saved her, and in doing so, had given her a second chance. But as Mia drifted off to sleep, she couldn't shake the feeling that the house was still watching, waiting. And somewhere, deep in the basement, the door creaked open,